let us lead you. If you're trolling for no reason, then we don't need you. It's Big XL, he can't be stopped. Riding dirty forever, the home of real hip hop. Ride dirty, tell me y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty. Ride dirty, dog, and y'all can't harm me. I'm living fly in the sky with the stars. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty.
What up, world? It's your boy Vic XL, and this is the Riding Dirty Show, where we bridge the gap between hip-hop and everyday life. I got to start the show off by saying one time for the good people over at WRFG 89.3 FM Atlanta. Be sure to catch us every Thursday night, Friday morning from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. We've been holding down the overnight slot for over 15 years. Thank you, WRFG, for putting up with me and my shenanigans and my crew shenanigans for 15 years. I also got to say one time for all the streaming sites that carry the Riding Dirty Show: Blog Talk, Spreaker, Pod-O-Matic, Buzzsprout, Podbean, YouTube, Facebook Live, everywhere that you can catch the Riding Dirty Show on demand. Please check us out, and thank you to all those platforms for working very, very hard in providing a service to allow us and the people we talk to be heard. I also got to say one time for the good people over at Bigo. We just formed a brand new partnership with Bigo, and you can catch the Riding Dirty Show as we stream live on Bigo. Okay? All right. Also, last but not least, one time for the good people over at live365.com. All right? Last year, we partnered up with live365.com, and we launched our very own internet radio station. Now, the dope part about live365.com is that all the stations are media-based tracking. Now, for all my artists out there who don't know, media-based means that you can earn music just like your favorite artist for your music being played on the radio. But you have to have your music properly registered through your publishing company, whether it's BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC. But you can earn points towards receiving royalties for radio play for any Live 365 affiliate. All right, now let me let you know how to access our radio station, Ride 95. All right, now go to live365.com. There's over 2,000 radio stations of all genres. Okay, whatever your genre is, that is stationed there to fit that format. Go to Live365. Go into their search engine. Once you're in that search engine, type in Ride 95, and it's RIDE, the number 9, the number 5. Click on that station logo. Once you click on that station logo, you'll have music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now, if you want to check us out via your mobile devices, also just as easy. Download the Live 365 app, go to the search engine, type in Ride 95, click on that station logo, and again, music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Last thing I want to mention, please, make sure y'all check out our YouTube channel, Riding Dirty TV, home of the Riding Dirty Show, home of the Country Rap Report, home of the Talking Chit Show. Okay? All right. Now, it's time to do, let me get loose, time to do what we do best, and that's talking to the people on the street, the people that are molding, shaping the world for a better tomorrow. The people that are moving things forward. Whether you're an artist, whether you're an entertainer, musician, a philanthropist, an entrepreneur, or whether you're just a damn good person, this is the platform for you. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Riding Dirty Show, we welcome to our platform, YouTuber, model, TikToker, just all around beautiful lady, Miss Jennifer Thayer. How you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. How was that for an introduction?
I mean, that covers pretty much everything I do. Okay. Sounds pretty good.
Okay. All right. The first thing I got to say is, first and foremost, I'm very humbled and blessed to have you on the show to talk to the people of my platform. It is an honor to be speaking with you.
Thanks. I'm really excited to be here, too.
Okay, so let's get into the life of Jennifer Thayer. The first thing I want to ask is where are you from and what was your upbringing like?
I was, well, right now I live in Miami, but I didn't grow up here. So I was born in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and then my family moved down to northern Indiana when I was like 4 years old. So I was pretty much born and raised in Indiana.
Okay,
the middle of nowhere, pretty much.
Okay, now I gotta say that is a stretch. Indiana, Miami, Florida. Indiana, Miami, Florida. That is
yeah, they're complete opposites.
Yes, yes. How did the move, or what caused the move? How did that transpire?
So, basically, I moved down here about 3.5, 4 years ago now. But before I lived here, there was a point in time where I actually moved to LA as well. So I've kind of moved all over the place a little bit. Indiana is basically, it's a very slow-paced kind of like back in the day type of environment. Like things don't really progress. There's no jobs, at least from where I'm at, where I was in Indiana, outside of like manual labor and retail. It's pretty much 90% of the jobs in that area. And I mean, I've done both those jobs. I've worked in factories, I've built things, but it's not something that I wanted to do long term, like most of the people in the area. So unlike most of the people in the area, I started doing like streaming and things online back when streaming was just starting. So I stayed in Indiana for a while after I was streaming and doing the whole internet thing, modeling thing full time. But you get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm doing all this stuff online. I need to be able to collaborate with people, or I just need to be in an environment that's more forward thinking, I would say, than Indiana kind of had. So I kind of branched out and started looking for other places. And at one point I had visited Miami and I just, I kind of liked it, but I wasn't too sure. So then I started visiting more and more, and it got to the point where I was pretty much in Miami half the time, in Indiana half the time. So I was paying rent because, hotels are like crazy expensive down here. So I was pretty much paying rent down here and rent in Indiana. And I was like, well, at this point, I'm just going to move down there. So that's kind of how the move down here went.
Okay. All right. Now, you talk about your streaming career or your social media career. But let's talk a little bit about, you're also a hip-hop dancer, and you started dancing directly out of high school. What was being a hip-hop dancer like for you?
Yeah. It was fun, honestly. It was a lot of fun. I don't really do it much anymore. It's all, like, I used to do it more professionally. Like, I would teach classes, go to conventions, things like that. Honestly, I love it. I do miss it sometimes, like, taking classes, because there's something about, like, taking classes and having to learn the choreography and things like that. That's, like, really fun. But, yeah, I used to do hip-hop dancing, and that was like, I did dancing, like when I was really, really young, like 4 and 5. But I also grew up super, super shy. So like there were times when the teacher would like point out me doing something correct in class. And so like all the kids would look at me and I'd freak out because everyone was looking at me. So like for me, I guess I would say doing the hip hop dancing was kind of like the start of me like breaking out of my shell, because even all through high school I was still relatively shy. I kept my friend circle really small and things like that. So I would say doing the hip hop dancing was kind of the start of me kind of breaking out of my shell, and then also like that transcended into like the online stuff. Online stuff is it's a lot easier to like be yourself and be out there when you don't physically see the people, I guess, like staring back at you, if that makes sense.
Yes, it definitely makes sense, because I've learned that a lot of people online their true personality was able to come out. Or a lot of people, like they say, a lot of people online,
Yeah.
a lot of people online, they're one way, and then when you meet them, they're different. So you have the potential to be whatever you want to be online.
Yeah. Whether it's your true self or, just like a fake facade. It's up to you, I guess, to decide on the internet. But yeah.
Okay, so when you started online, what was your social media or streaming service of choice?
I had originally started streaming on Twitch. It's like a gaming type of platform. That's where I originally started streaming.
Okay, well, Twitch hasn't been around. Well, didn't Twitch originally, they were, oh man, my mind went blank. Because Twitch, weren't they owned by someone else first? Or weren't they under another name?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they had a different, I don't remember the name now, but they had a different name, and then it switched to twitch.tv, and then in the past couple of years, well, not couple of years, but, within like, I don't know, 3 or 5 years, something like that, that Amazon was when Amazon took over Twitch, but it was owned by someone else, and then I believe when it was still owned by that person, it was switched to twitch.tv, and then Amazon had bought them out.
Okay, was it Vine? Was Twitch once Vine?
No, it wasn't Vine. Vine was something. Vine was more like TikTok.
Okay.
Here, let me see. Let me see if I can look it up.
Okay, now, so you streamed on Twitch, and you moved and tried other sites and other apps too, but you eventually found your way, and most of your success started on TikTok. Would that be correct?
Yes, I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
I went decent success, and I just looked it up. Twitch used to be Justin.tv.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that's what it used to be called.
Okay. All right, so what made you gravitate over to TikTok, and how are you able to get your fan base and followers up at TikTok?
I guess the way I gravitated was being, like, I guess per se, like a social media influencer or anyone in general who does a majority of their business online. You have to constantly be adapting and growing and moving to the new platform. That doesn't mean obviously like ditching all the old platforms, but you do need to create like a presence on pretty much any new platform. So that was kind of why I just started a TikTok. It was more or less just to say I had one, and I wasn't expecting like insane amounts of growth or anything like that. But I mean, that's kind of what happened from it. So, basically on TikTok, you have to just pay attention to trends, whether that's trendy songs, trendy dances, trendy anything. I would say in order to start your growth, you have to be doing the trends, but in your own personal way. So, like, there has to be some wow factor to your video, whether that's just you, a girl looking insanely gorgeous, or whether that's you do it in a funny way, or you use a sound, but you do something completely different to it. So, like, whatever works for you is what you kind of need to go off of. So, like, for me, I guess, honestly, it was more probably based off of looks, just because I'm a girl. That's usually how it works. So I got lucky in that space, but, yeah, I don't think there was any one video that like skyrocketed my account. But it is something that you have to find like your niche on there. You have to figure out what works for you and what your primary audience is going to be on there. Because once you get a set primary audience, it would be hard to like change the type of audience you're attracting.
Okay. All right. Out of all your TikTok videos, what is the most popular one?
Let me see. I think I had one that was like 9 mil or something like that in views. I'm trying to go see so I can make sure. Where did it go? Yeah, so there was one, actually, where I was, oddly enough, in the bathroom, where I would literally just made my cheeks clap and make the sound, and it like echoed in the bathroom, and that was honestly one of my most viewed videos. As great as that is, it was literally like I did it just off of like a joke with like a friend. Me and a friend were like, she had saw someone else do something similar like that, and I was like, oh, that's easy to do, and they're like, what? And so like I did it, and she was like, what? And I just made a TikTok off of it. And yeah, that's one of my most viewed videos. That one has 9.4 million views. I think there's another one in there, but that's one of them.
Okay, I seen one of your TikTok videos and it said 3 things that people wouldn't know about you. And one of the things that interested me was that you are a co-owner of a game development company. Tell me a little bit about that.
We actually just started. We're just finished the hiring process for all the developers and programmers and things like that. So I mean, I can't discuss the actual game, but so we just got a location actually here in Miami. So everyone's been we have a couple people that are relocating right now. But it's just like kind of like a passion project of me and a friend of mine. I love video games. They love video games. There's a lot in the video gaming world that was done a long time ago that was great for its time, but has never been like improved upon. Like, I feel like almost we're at this point in like society where original ideas are like very far and few between. It's more or less like you take the things that happened in the past and you like improve upon them. So that's kind of behind what we're doing as far as the couple games that we're starting to create right now.
Okay. Okay, I have to ask, because when I see someone who you're an everyday Renaissance woman, like you're TikToking, you can dance. Would you consider yourself a nerd? Like, are you really into video games like that?
Yes, I would probably, yeah. Obviously, like, you know, you see me online and things like that, that I am definitely more of like a nerdy type of person. Like, I love video games. Like, if I could, I would probably, the 2 things I would do all day would be to play video games and work on cars. Like, those are the 2 things. If I could do anything all day, like, those would be the 2 things. So I watch anime and things like that too. So, like, I would say I am more on the nerdy side of things.
Okay, now, how many guys tried to date you just to play video games with you?
What? Sorry, my phone broke up.
How many guys want to go out with you just to play video games?
Probably a lot. I mean, honestly, probably a lot. Like, I have people who are honestly like, oh, you want to go on a date, blah, 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 or like, how are you single? You're so perfect. But it's just like, I feel like it's just because I'm so, like, I am a very focused person, so I feel like that scares a lot of guys away. So, like, there is, like, the nerdy side and whatnot, but then there is, like, the focused business-driven side, where it's like, when I get focused on creating a business, it's like, you don't get in my way type of thing. So I feel like I am very independent. So, like, that does scare, like, a lot of people away. So, like, they'll, like, you know, want to go on a date, and then they'll, like, see that side of me, and they're like, never mind.
Okay. All right, so look, let's move forward because you've embarked on a new journey when it comes to the streams. You've you are now the Miami Queen of Cars, and you have a YouTube channel. Let the people know
Yes.
first the name of the YouTube channel and what we can find on that YouTube channel, and where did this love and passion
The
for cars come from?
Okay, so the YouTube channel name is Jen Thayer. It's just JenThay. That's just obviously my first and part of my last name. It's not very creative, I know, but whatever. On there, you'll see a lot of cars, of course. It's mostly me working on my personal cars or taking if it's something I feel like I can't do, because I personally am not like trained or like I didn't go to school for cars. Everything I do is kind of like I learn as I go. I watch YouTube videos on someone else doing it, or I look up in the forums and things like that. So I learn everything as I go. I would say so it's all car videos pretty much, though, that and like going to like car events, car meets, things like that. Passion for cars, I like enjoyed cars when I was younger. Like obviously I like played with Hot Wheels and things like that. I had like a lime green Viper. That was like my favorite car. I always wanted one. I still don't have one, but maybe down the road I'll get one. But that was always like my favorite car growing up and things like that. I didn't ever get into like cars because no one in my family was like into cars. So like I was never like around that type of environment. So I didn't really get into cars until like I'd say probably after high school, which is when I like started out streaming stuff and things like that too. So apparently after high school I like turned into like actually me or something. I don't know what happened after high school, but I completely changed. But I started like, getting more into cars, and I guess the biggest thing about working on cars that I love is just the constant progression. So like whether it's you progressing on, you've been working on getting this one thing done and you finally get it done, or, you don't know how to do something and then you progress by learning how to do something. Like no matter what it is with cars, whether you end up breaking something or not, you're learning from it or you're gaining physical progression. So there's always progression in cars, and I am a person that loves progression. So that I feel like is like the root of why I enjoy cars so much. But then again, it's also just, it's fun to have something that it's like you physically get to enjoy and you physically see differences and progression on things that you did yourself. So like, okay, say if you put bigger injectors in your car, okay, then you feel the horsepower difference. It's not like when you graduate college and you got a piece of paper, you don't feel the physical changes. With cars, you feel the physical changes and the progression, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Now, I have to ask, you have a video about this, and I encourage everyone checking out this show to go to Jen Thayer YouTube channel and check this video out. But I'm going to ask her, and let her answer it on air. What's in your garage?
A lot is in my garage. So currently in my garage I still have a 2015 Scion TC, which is kind of like my project car. Like that car, I'll take apart, and if I mess something up, it's all right. So I have Scion TC 2015. I have a 2014 Nissan GTR. I have a 2017 BMW M3, and then a 93 Supra, and I just got a 2015 Turbo S, Porsche Turbo S.
Okay. What's your everyday?
I got a lot.
What do you drive every day?
Right now it's at the shop, but so right now I'm having to drive the GTR every day. But usually my daily was the M3. But now once I'm getting the Porsche wrapped, so that might come into my daily soon too, because that will be exciting because it's different colors.
Okay. Now, this passion for like, cause you're not just a pretty face who likes to take pictures in front of cars. You actually work on these vehicles. Like, when did you pick up that wrench and learn about those socket sizes and like, where did this passion come from? Like, did you hang in the garage with Dad? Did you date someone who used to work on cars? Like, where did this passion come from?
My dad was never really into cars. He liked cars, but it was never something he like pursued. I feel like it comes a lot from my dad, solely because I know his first car was a Challenger, so which is kind of like a muscle car, kind of a nice car. So I know he somewhere in there really enjoys cars, and I also know he used to do like, he knows how to do like programming. So I think that's where like the video games kind of come from. But he's never like, my dad's a very quiet person, so he's never very vocal about it or anything. So like, I feel like that's why at a young age I did enjoy cars, but I never really pursued it. But what made me pursue it was just more or less like, I came to the realization that like, you know, if it's something that I enjoy, why not just try and do it? Like, at some point, if it's something you enjoy or it's a passion of yours, it might be terrifying to do. And there's a lot of things on cars that I'm like, I don't know how to do it. So like, doing it for the first time is like super nerve-wracking and things like that. But I just came to a realization that it's like, at some point you just have to do it. Like, if it's something that you want to do, like, no one's going to take you by the hand and like show you how to do everything. So sometimes you just have to jump in and just start taking things apart and, you know, recording it so that way if you get messed up, you know how to put it back together type of thing. So it's more or less, I just kind of came to the realization I just had to just start. And once it's that first initial start, that's like the hardest. Once you actually, you know, take off your first bolt, take off your first bumper, change the brakes, change the oil, something like that, then everything else becomes a lot less scary.
Gotcha. How many people have been amazed that Jen is not afraid to get grease on her nails?
90 seconds.
I still like, no, I feel like no matter what, there will always be like the guys in like at like either whether it's like a shop or like, you know, like AutoZone or the car events, things like that, where they don't really believe that I really either know about cars or enjoy cars. A lot of them, because down in Miami, I will say there are a lot of girls that just go to these events
60 seconds
looking for a guy that has a lot of money that will take them out to dinner or something like that. So it's not uncommon to see a pretty girl at these type of events. So I still get a lot of the people who are just like, what is going on? Like, you sure you know about it? Like, people all the time, unless they've seen me like before or know who I am, I would say 9 times out of 10, they're surprised that I know and I'm not afraid to work on cars. Like, I went to AutoZone when I first got the Supra to get all new windshield wipers for it because all the windshield wipers were all messed up. And the guy was like, do you need help putting these on the car? I was like, no.
10
like,
seconds.
Windshield wipers are like one of the easiest things. It's just a little clip. You just clip it on, clip it off. So I was just like, no, I'm good. And then he was new there, so then he started seeing me around more. He's like, oh, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for asking you that the other day. I didn't realize, you know, you knew about cars or anything like that. I was like, yeah, it's fine.
No doubt. Well, Jen, the first thing I want to say is continued success to you. I want you to, before you leave here, let the people know what's next for you and tell the people how to find you on all these sites.
So, expect a lot more videos to be coming out for YouTube because I did take a long break from YouTube, but I have 4 more videos that are getting edited right now. So, like, I am packing on the videos. So expect a lot more YouTube videos, expect a lot more TikToks. I would say, I mean, my TikTok is JenBear92. I guess the easiest way to find all of my social medias is to go to my Instagram, because I do have the link tree in my bio. So my Instagram is Jenthay, the same as my YouTube. So JENTHAY.
All right. Jennifer, again, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for talking to us, and continued success.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is YouTuber, social media sensation, Miss Jennifer Thayer. Y'all, please check her out on YouTube at Jen Thayer. Check her out on Instagram at Jen Thayer, and on Twitter at JenBear92. All right, it's your boy Vic XL. This is the Ride and Dirty Show. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace.